Herein, we're going to be examining the differences between deliberative democratic evaluation and utilization-focused evaluation. There are a number of ways to think about the parallels between these two approaches to evaluation, but I think a helpful framework may be that of the classic debate between the ideologue and the pragmatist. Deliberative democratic evaluation is the ideologue here. It values the process almost more than the product. Originators Ernest Haust and Kenneth Howe proposed an approach where the inclusion of all stakeholder voices, whether internal, external, primary, tangential, is paramount. Here, the evaluator's role is to ensure equal participation while making an unbiased conclusion about the program. So the advanced organizers for this approach should be democratic participation, dialogue with stakeholders, and deliberation. The purpose is really to promote democratic participation while still being able to assess merit and worth. The evaluator will develop questions in consultation with the various stakeholders. As you might guess, the methods employed here are about inclusion, such as discussion, survey, and debate. In order for this to work, there must be a willingness on the part of the client to cede control to the larger group of stakeholders and to accept a great deal of transparency throughout this approach. There will also be considerable time and energy spent with engaging with a wide range of representative stakeholders. So it's rather obvious why Stuppelbeam and Coren placed this approach in the social agenda and advocacy grouping. This is about providing a forum for all invested voices, and there are many potential social strengths that flow from that. However, it is really too good to be true. Not surprisingly, considering the time and seemingly boundless group of stakeholders, even the originators of this approach admit that the approach is not realistic and is proposed only as an ideal. So contrast pie-in-the-sky deliberative democratic with the pragmatic, end-in-mind, utilization-focused approach. Originator Michael Patton asserts that the worth or value of the evaluation itself is actually determined by whether or not it will be usable. By designing the process with likely end usability in mind, the evaluator actually helps facilitate decision-making by identified stakeholders. So here the primary advanced users of the evaluation are actually the possible users and uses. The primary users will focus and shape the evaluation based on their own needs and resources. The purpose here is to provide information for the user's objectives, so the leading questions are oriented around the decisions that will be made as a result of the evaluation. The users and the evaluator shape and reshape the questions together. All methods used depend on client needs, and Patton calls this flexibility in method active, reactive, adaptive. This approach falls into the eclectic grouping because it's impossible to prescribe methodology, philosophy, or mission here if each evaluation is tailored to the user's needs. Stuppelbeam and Coren really seem to appreciate this universally applicable method for that reason. The unique strength of the method is that you're maximizing the impact of any given evaluation. However, the major caveat is that if the primary users change, the evaluation may not be as useful moving forward. These two approaches actually share defining similarities. Both depend on collaboration. For deliberative democratic, that is collaboration with all invested stakeholders to ensure equity and empowerment. For utilization, that collaboration is with primary users to focus on intended uses. And that shared collaboration leads to increased ownership. For the first, we would see all invested stakeholders participate in the process regardless of power or position, wherein utilization, engaging with the primary users early on, makes them feel more invested in and therefore likely to accept and use the final product. While there are many differences here, the first might be that deliberative democratic is most concerned with ensuring equity in the process, while utilization ensures the viability of the product. And while the democratic process encourages participation and a variety of inputs from a wide range of diverse people, utilization is seeking a uniquely identifiable person or group who is personally invested in the program and its outcomes. I have no doubt that Amy Wilson of Family Matters would embrace deliberative democratic evaluation. It seems to fit with the philosophy and social mission of RUPUS itself. However, in light of the geographic and demographic complexity of the stakeholders here, that method would be unwieldy. RUPUS needs a use-oriented approach, and utilization-focused evaluation would help move this program to some discrete and manageable decisions in a targeted way. The only limitation in this context is that the method does not necessarily parallel the social mission of RUPUS. However, a more focused evaluation will help them improve the program so that they can continue that mission moving forward.